King's Guard represents discipline, duty, and centuries-old tradition. But time and time again, careless tourists push the limits, leading to moments of shock, humor, and even danger. From reckless behavior to heartwarming acts of respect, today we take a closer look at how the King's Guard maintains their unwavering composure.
Do not touch the King's Guard!
A female tourist stood too close to the King's Guard, laughing in defiance as he issued a stern warning. This man blatantly ignored the warning signs, grabbing the royal horse's reins as if they were his to touch. The King's Guard had no choice but to intervene. When a tourist ignored protocol and ventured too close, two armed officers swiftly stepped in to restore order. Reinforcing the solemnity of the royal grounds. Tension filled the air as a man refused to comply with security officers. In a world where vigilance is key, such defiant actions pose a potential threat. Rules exist for a reason. She stepped too close. A sharp command from the King's Guard sent her leaping back in shock.
Do not touch the King's Guard!
A clear lesson. These guards are not to be trifled with. A shocking moment. A man reached out to grab the King's Guard's horse, ignoring all warnings. Recklessness like this could have led to serious consequences.
He's got ladies' underwear on.
A mother led her young son into a restricted area, teaching him that rules can be ignored.
Get behind the white line. Do not touch, get by the white line.
And such behavior only fosters further disregard for authority. A group of teenagers crossed the boundary line, treating this solemn space as a playground. But the King's Guard does not tolerate disrespect. Their loud commands sent the teens scurrying back. A woman stunned onlookers as she climbed onto a restricted section, oblivious to the dishonor she brought upon the site. The royal grounds demand reverence, not reckless behavior. 5 warnings, 5 chances to step back, and yet she refused to listen. The King's Guard does not repeat themselves lightly. When they speak, it is wise to obey. With a firm yet polite tone, she guided an overstepping tourist away. Showcasing the discipline and grace of the King's Guard. The King's Guard marches with purpose, yet a distracted crowd blocked their path. A commanding voice was needed to clear the way. Reminding all that duty must never be obstructed. A ceremonial site is a place of honor, yet one visitor treated it as a stage for foolish antics. There is a time and place for playfulness, but here dignity must prevail. This man ignored repeated warnings, forcing the king's guard to react. Tourists must understand, these are soldiers, not performers. A firm command from the king's guard was needed to remind this couple. Sacred traditions must be honored. A woman thought the rules didn't apply to her and attempted to cross the white line. However, the king's guard remained strict and enforced the boundaries, ensuring that no exceptions were made. An unsettling moment occurred when a man fixated his gaze on a female king's guard. Proving that some visitors lack basic respect for the soldiers on duty. The king's guard had to shout loudly to clear the path, reinforcing the importance of respecting boundaries at the Royal Horse Guards. A child wandered too close to the king's guard horse, unaware of the danger. The guard immediately stepped in, ensuring the boy moved back to a safe distance. A disrespectful visitor ignored all warning signs and attempted to grab the royal horse's reins. The king's guard wasted no time in scolding the tourist. A woman stepped past the designated boundary, failing to respect the space of the king's guard horses. The guards quickly intervened, ensuring they moved back. After repeated warnings, the guard used his horse to gently but firmly push back tourists who refused to move. The young man ignored the warning signs and boldly stepped into the white box. The king's guard reacted, warning him to step back immediately. Two disrespectful visitors walked right into the king's guard's area, ignoring all boundaries. The guard loudly ordered them to leave, reinforcing the strict rules of the ceremonial site. A woman casually strolled into the restricted section, thinking she could get a closer look. The king's guard immediately called her out and ensured she respected the area. A man mistakenly assumed he could enter the restricted area. However, the king's guard wasted no time in reminding him of the rules and ensuring he stepped back. A tourist reached out to touch the king's guard horse, completely disregarding the rules. The guard's immediate response made it clear that such behavior would not be tolerated. A man who had been arrested before returned to provoke the king's guard by walking dangerously close to their horses. His reckless behavior was a clear violation of the rules, drawing immediate attention from the guards. Despite the clearly marked boundary, a tourist stepped over the white line, prompting an immediate response from the king's guard. A male tourist blatantly ignored the rules and walked into a restricted area near the horses. The king's guard did not hesitate to call him out and demand he move away.